The United States military government in Cuba was a provisional military government in Cuba that was established in the aftermath of the Spanish-American War in 1898 when Spain ceded Cuba to the United States. This period was also referred to as the First Occupation of Cuba, to distinguish it from a second occupation from 1906 to 1909. United States Army forces involved in the garrisoning of the island during this time were honored with the Army of Cuban Occupation Medal after its establishment in 1915. Timeline: 1898, the 15th of February, the US Maine explodes in Havana Harbor. The 20th of April, President McKinley signs a congressional joint resolution declaring war against Spain. It includes the Teller Amendment asserting U.S. intentions in declaring war on Spain exclude exercising sovereignty, jurisdiction or control over Cuba, except for pacification thereof. The 10th of December, Spain and the United States signed the Treaty of Paris. 1899 – the 1st of January, military government installed by the United States. The 11th of April, Spanish-American War officially ends. 1901 – the 21st of February, Constitution of the Republic of Cuba is adopted. The 31st of December, Estrada Palma is elected the first President of the Republic of Cuba. 1902 – the 20th of May, a 1901 Constitution takes effect. Birth of the Republic of Cuba. Platt Amendment. The Platt Amendment defined the terms by which the United States would cease its occupation of Cuba. The amendment, placed into an Army Appropriations Bill, was designed to give back control of Cuba to the Cuban people. It had 8 conditions to which the Cuban government needed to adhere to before full sovereignty would be transferred. The main conditions of the amendment prohibited Cuba from signing any treaty allowing foreign powers to use the island for military purposes. The United States also maintained the right to interfere with Cuban independence in order to maintain a certain level of protection of life, though the extent of this intrusion was not defined. Most significant, the amendment forced the Cuban government to sign a treaty officially binding the amendment to law. The United States' reasoning behind the amendment was based on the significant commercial interests held on the island. Spain had previously been unable to preserve U.S. interests and maintain law and order. At the end of military occupation, the amendment served as the primary method of ensuring a permanent presence. Due to the previously enacted Teller Amendment, the United States was forced to grant Cuba its independence after Spanish rule ended. Since the Platt Amendment was successfully incorporated into the Constitution in Cuba, influence was maintained without direct U.S. involvement in the country.